Hi guys. As you can recall, in the previous lesson, we did different amounts in a specific time slot. If it's 12 years, sometimes we invested. After a year, we withdrew. Then after 3 years, we invested again. So we worked with different amounts. In this one, we're going to work with different interest rates because this is also something that can happen. Interest rates change during the year. So that is what this lesson is about. There can be different interest rates. And as we do a problem, you'll better understand. But here's just an example. You know the basic formula. Let's just get a proper pen. There's the basic formula for a normal investment, plus because it grows. But now sometimes they say a certain interest rate is done monthly. Now remember, monthly means you must divide by 12. Now actually we don't like that way of writing. It's supposed to look like that. If you do it, this is just a little summary, but if you do it in a problem, you never use a skew line for a fraction. You always use a proper line like I did on the right-hand side. And because I now changed the I to monthly, I need to also multiply the n by 12. 12 times n is just 12n. Or if it's quarterly, then I also have to times the n by 4. So it's nothing difficult at all. It's just that you definitely need a timeline so that you can show on your timeline when does the interest rate change, so that you can also incorporate it into your problem. Good. Now, again, because maths is actually a very lazy subject, we want to do as little as possible to get to the answer as quick as possible. So instead of doing lots of different problems, which is one method that we can do, so I'll show you that method as well, you can just do one sum here. This is a normal P1 plus I to the power of n. Now, if you do that sum, it means you're adding the capital, it's the 1 times P, plus you're adding the interest, the I times P. So you've got your end amount after however many months. But now that answer, if I take that and from there on I do a new interest rate, this interest rate is now quarterly. I can just slot another coach at the end. So if you read the sentence at the bottom, it's like a train. The locomotive is in the front, it's the P, the engine, start off amount, and behind it is a lot of coaches. And every coach will have a different interest rate. So it's like doing a lot of different problems. If you get this green one's answer, there, you just multiply it with the new interest rate. And if it changes again, you put another coach at the back and you multiply it with that. Instead of doing a lot of separate problems, because remember what happens if you do different problems, you tend to round off and then you don't have an accurate answer in the end. It is possible if you slot in all your answers in your memory, but we'll get there if we do an example. Good, so let's see. Mpo deposits 22,000 Rand. So he starts off with that into a savings account. So I know it's an investment, so it's the plus formula. You see, while I read it in my mind, because later on we're going to do another two formulae in grade 12. So in my mind, I must immediately know what formula should be in my mind. It's the normal AP formula, but it's the plus one because it's an investment. If it was a depreciation, it would have been the minus one. Okay, to save for his son's education in 12 years' time, there's the N. The interest rate for the first 6 years is 15%. For the next 6 years is 20%. Okay, that one is compounded monthly. This one is compounded quarterly. So on my summary, where we start the problem, I will write that properly. How much will you have saved at the end of 12 years? So what are they asking? The final end amount, which is represented by the A. So let's go to a timeline. There's my formula. A is equal to P1 plus I to the power of n. Now here I prefer to write the I in each compartment. Can you see the first one? Let's just quickly go back. The first one was the interest rate for the first 6 years was 15% compounded monthly. So there's my I. Can you see there are my three ticked things? And there at the bottom is my unknown. But the first part is 15% compounded monthly. So the 15% is 0.15 compounded monthly. Monthly means I'm cutting up my year into 12 pieces. Cutting up in maths means divide by 12. But now how many months are there then in 6 years? Where did they get it from? 6 times 12. So that is where I get my months from. It's 6 years But because I'm now working with months, it's 6 times 12. That is for the first coach. The next one, let's go back. The next one was 20% compounded quarterly after 6 years. So let's go. Next 6 years is quarterly. 20% is 0.2. Because it's quarterly, I need to divide by 4 because I'm cutting up my year into quarters. Divide by 4. That means that 6 years need to be multiplied by 4. And that is where we get the 24 from. Does that make sense? So now I've got my I and my N. Let's just write down. This was my I. This is my I. So I prefer, when I do my timeline is a summary of my whole sum. There it says in the beginning, you start off with 22,000. There's no extra slot ins or taking out or whatever. So it's just one straightforward 22,000. You are investing, but after 6 months, they change the interest rate. And this is real life stuff. It happens. So you need to be able to do it. So let's see. The P is 22,000. 1 plus, let's do the first coach first. That I is 0.15 over 12. As I do it, I just recap in my mind. They said monthly, yes, divided by 12 is monthly. They said 6 years, so it's 6 times 12 months. Or you can just straight away make it 72. And right at the back of it, you put another coach. 1 plus, that one is 0.2 over 4. And at the back there, it's 6 years times 4 quarters. And if you slot all of that into your calculator, remember now what it does. If you take this one's answer and you then multiply it with the new coach and the new interest rate, it's going to give you the same answer. So just do it all in one. You slot in 22,000, make sure of your zeros. 1 plus fraction 0.15 over 12. Check your display if it looks the same, exactly the same as your writing. So I go to the right-hand side, close my bracket to the power of 72. Make sure you go with your cursor to the right. You don't want to stay in the exponents. Then you put another bracket, just as you see in front of you, 1 plus fraction, 0.2 over 4. Go to the right-hand side with your cursor, make your bracket. Make sure you've got exactly the same as you see in front of you there, to the power of 6 times 4 is 24. And then you press the equal sign. And that gives you, always put the rand sign in front, because this is your final answer. And remember, we always have to answer our answers properly in normal language. So if you put the R in front there, you are telling them, in the end, my A in the end will be 173,000 or whatever else. Good. So it's not a different formula. It's not anything difficult. It's just that because the interest rate is changing, you have to put an extra coach at the back with the new interest rate. In the end, you still land up to have 12 years. Good. I'm going to take this off so you can try it all on your own. I'm actually quickly going to go back to the problem itself because I want you to summarize it and highlight so that you can do it all on your own. There's the proper timeline with the interest. There's the answer. Now there's two methods. Can you see this method? They only worked out the one coach, 1 plus that 0.15 over 12. They just worked it out on the calculator, so it gives you 1,0125. And then when they get the answer, they take that same answer and they multiply it with a new bracket. But remember, now you may not round off inside the problem. And it gives you exactly the same answer. But can you see it's two different problems? And the problem is here that you may want to round off and then you're not going to have an accurate answer. So rather just use the coaches. P is the locomotive in the front. Then you've got a lot of coaches at the back of it. It depends on how many times your interest rate changes. Good. Now this example 2 is now actually money changes and interest rate changes. So this is the most difficult one you can get. And you'll see it's not difficult at all. It's just that you need to summarize it carefully on your timeline. So let's read it. Tandi invests 15,000 Rand. So I know that is the P because she starts off now in the beginning for 5 years. That is my N. So we'll just read further, but it seems like maybe this is the final 5 years overall. The interest rate is 13%. There's the I. compounded monthly for the first 2 years. So there's going to be an interest rate change. Thereafter, the interest rate is going to be, let's just do a different color. That makes it easier. It's going to be 14% compounded semi-annually. Good. For 3 years. And then, after the 3 years, Thandi withdrew 2,000 Rand. How much will her investment be worth at the end of the 5 years? How much will the end amount be? It means the very end amount after 5 years. So the whole timeline consists of 5 years. Now I have to take that timeline and I have to divide it into what they told me. There's my whole timeline. The years is the white. They said after 2 years, the interest rate changes to months. So let's just quickly get back to the interest rate. It was 13% for the first 2 years. 13% is 0.13. That is my I. And because it's monthly, I need to divide by 12. And where did they get the 24 from? 2 times 12 gives me that 24. Good. Next one, for the next 3 years, my interest rate was, let's go back quickly, my interest rate was, where was that? 14%. So it's 0.14, and that was calculated semi-annually, not quarterly. Let's just make sure. Semi-annually, the orange. Good. So if I go back here, semi-annually, let me just make it neat. Semi-annually means I must divide by 2. You see how easily you can make a mistake. Semi-annually. So you will have the sum in front of you, and right underneath the sum you'll do the problem. So you'll have all the information in front of your eyes all the time. So where did they get the 6 from? From 2 to 5, that orange bow is 3 years. So it's actually 3 years times 2, because now it is semi-annually. So they cut the year up in 2 pieces. So there's my whole sum summarized. And then after 3 years, you withdraw 2,000 Rand. So I need to, and remember each amount you work out to the very end. So I'm going to start off, let's just do my formula here. P1 plus I to the power of n. Always write down your formula. Now, I've already written down my I and my n, but this time I wrote it on my timeline. It makes so much more sense. So every loop will have my time slot with my n and my I. The next loop will have my time slot with my I, and I know they belong together. So if I do my sum now, it will be 15,000 Rand to start off with. 1 plus, the first I was 0.13 over 12 to the power of 24. Remember, it's 2 times 12. Right behind it, I'm going to put my next slot because I need to get up to 5 years. All sums work to the very end. So it's going to be 1 plus the new interest rate, 0.14 divided by 2 to the power of 3 times 2, which is 6. Now that gives me my investment of 15,000 Rand. But now there's a withdrawal. You remember in the previous lesson what we did? We just said, let's just now minus the 2,000. I'm going to do exactly the same. 1 plus. Now make sure where's your I. Sometimes this I also need 2 coaches. But if you look at the 2,000 Rand on the 3rd year up to the 5th year, the interest rate does not change. So it stays the same all the time. It's 0.14 divided by 2. Now, how long is that? From 3 to 5 is 2 years. But because it's semi-annually, I need to multiply it with 2. Just as I divided the I with 2, I must multiply the N with 2. So there are 4 quarters in 2 years. 4 half years, 4 semi-annual sections in 2 years. Good. So there's your whole sum set. You grab your calculator, you click all of that. Now again, you could have done the first part separately, done the second part separately, but then you may not round off. And then in the end, you subtract the 2 answers from one another. But if you do this on your calculator, you'll get the amount of 26,532 Rand and 75 cents. And just to see if it is possible, you invested 15,000 Rand, high interest rate, 13%, calculate monthly, and then 14%, high interest rates. So it's possible that you can land up to have 26,000, even if you've withdrawn 2,000 in the end. Good. So I'm taking this off. Oopsie. We just quickly get back. Let me just take this off. So that you can do your own thing. And let's just see if I made all these notes. I want you to make it for yourself so that you make sure you have 3 unknowns and 3 knowns and 1 unknown, which is your question. I and the N and the A and the P. Normally in these sums, it will be the A that is unknown. Good. So it's not difficult at all. You can go and check your answer, and this is what it's about. This is the most difficult one you can get, with amounts that differ and interest rate that differ. So if you can do this one on a clean sheet of paper, even if you do today once and again tomorrow on a clean sheet of paper without looking at the answer, just to get the method, to practice the method. And then as normally, there's an exercise, 1 or 2 pages that you can go and practice and make sure you get to the yellow answers. And by that time, you should be able to do this 100%. So if you get an exam question, which is the last example, is a very good exam question, you will be able to do it. Very, very easy. See you next time.